Example 4 says a passenger in an airplane at an altitude of 9 kilometers sees two towns directly to the east of the plane. The angles of depression to the towns are 22 degrees and 46 degrees respectively. How far apart are the towns to the nearest kilometer? So what are we after? Yeah, the distance between the two towns. I'm after this right here, so I'm going to call that D. Now, what else did they tell me? They told me that the altitude was 9 kilometers. What is an altitude? The height above something, right? So this plane is 9 kilometers high. The angle of depression to the towns are 22 degrees and 46 degrees respectively. What is angle of depression again? It's they're in that plane and they're looking down, so it's going to be this way, right?
The one angle's
No.
That's the first one, right?
Okay, that's one of them. Which one is that? The 22 degrees or the 46 degrees? 22, because we're looking down 22 degrees. And then the other town right here, yeah, this one, I'm going to write it up here, is 46 degrees. So it includes the 22 plus some more, right?
What about the other one?
I don't know the other one yet.
Wait. Would it just be 46 degrees?
How far are the towns apart? All right. Right.
Can we just keep it as 42?
Yeah.
46 minus 22?
You can if you want to. But here's the thing, guys. Look at the triangle that our line there that we labeled the D is going to represent. Is it a right triangle?
No.
No, so we can't use SOHCAHTOA. We can't use X, Y, and R. It's not a right triangle. Everything we've dealt with has been right triangles. So I've got to find another way. But look here. What if I connect this? That forms a right triangle with the first building, right? It also forms a right triangle with that second, or not building, but city, right? So, if I found, if I found this distance, let's call this Y. If I found this distance, and I found this distance, let's call X, what could I do to them? I would subtract them. So what we're after, the distance D is equal to Y minus X. Let's go find Y and X. Now, I like to go ahead and write that equation out here at the beginning of how I'm going to find it, because I'm not done until I finish that equation, okay? Because we're bad about that we'll get an answer and we're like, oh, we got an answer, we're done, and move on. And it's not the answer they asked for, so be careful of that. All right, so I'm going to redraw these triangles. I'm going to redraw that little one first. So we know that this is 9. We said we're going to label this X, but I got to figure out what angle that is. What is that angle?
Well, would it just be...
How did you get 44?
Because we're 46 from 90.
Right. The other two angles here, we said were 46, but so 46 minus, or 90 minus 46 gives us the 44 for this one.
And now we can do tangent.
All right, and so we can do tangent. So we know tangent of our angle equals opposite over adjacent. How do I solve for X? Multiply by 9. And so X is equal to 9 times tangent of 44 degrees. So what is X approximately to 2 decimal places?
8 to 26. No, 8.70.
Is it 70?
No, 6.9. Yeah.
4 plus 7.
What number's after the 9?
It's a 1, so it's 6.
So it's 6 9. Okay. I wrote that, but I was making sure. All right. So we know X, don't we?
So we're done?
Is that it? Is that what we're after? No.
We need the Y.
We got to find Y. So this is still 9. Now I've got to find this angle here. Well, I heard somebody earlier had already found this angle right there inside. What was it?
24.
It's 24. How'd you get that?
46 plus 22.
46 minus the 22 makes that little one 24, which makes this bigger one right here 68 degrees. All right, and then we're looking for the bottom there, which is y. What trig function can I use? The same one. So tangent of our angle equals our opposite over adjacent. Multiply both sides by 9. So y is equal to 9 times tangent of 68 degrees.
22.22.
All right, so now we found y. What are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to come over here and we're going to subtract them. So it's y minus x. And so what is the distance between those two towns?
13.59.
And what's my units? Don't forget on word problems, you should always label.